saying there should not be a point?
Or you need to communicate that from the beginning.
Was she not communicating?
She did. When she said, I got you, right? Initially when she said, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it. I got it. She should have said.
I can get with that point.
She should have said, if this don't work in a year, sweetie, we need to move on.
I 100% agree.
Because
have.
At that point, I'm thinking, you got me. You got me.
Definitely.
To infinity and beyond. No, because
oh no, not Woody.
You have not.
We're not going Toy Story.
You have not put a cap on it. You have not said, "Hey, sweetheart."
But so that would be my issue. And so you asked the question earlier around like, would I be with a broke person or whatever the original question was. Welcome to Relationship Status Podcast. I'm Faronda.
It's your boy, Yusuf in the building. And remember, you can catch us on all podcast platforms. Remember to like, share, follow, 5-star rate. And if you don't, leave a comment saying that we are the best or a 5-star rating.
Oh, wow.
You're a hater.
First off, there wasn't as much emphasis on the building part. Yusuf in the building. You know, it's usually like,
here's the thing.
Attack mode.
It's usually attack mode. I have to get back into the vibes.
Okay. All right.
I've
Get there now. We're used to a certain thing.
Yeah, they used to, and that's the thing. Like, I'm used to giving them a little bit more.
Get the people what they want.
I got to get the people what they want.
Okay. So what's going on?
On the next episode.
Yep.
On the next episode. It's the first one back. You know, it's like riding a bike. You know, that first time you get back on the bike.
Like you're just struggling to talk in general.
No, I'm struggling to talk, period. Coach this weekend. And usually with coaching high school, I can go.
Yelling at the kids.
Yeah, I always yell at the kids.
He's yelling at y'all children.
I'm always yelling at the kids. No, but it's more direction. Because I think it's more like the teacher in me.
You yell at the kids as a teacher too?
No, but you know how you got to walk your students through the stuff. Like even on a test, like the EOC, you got to wake them up. Hey, wake up. Hey, get something to drink. Hey, you know, you can't tell them the answers. But hey,
please don't tell them the
answers.
No,
did you read the whole passage?
Yeah.
You know, you're walking them through that stuff. So in a game, I have that same kind of mindset. Set the screen, guard the ball, don't get backdoored. What are you doing? Wake up.
How many times did you say, what are you doing? That's a clear indication of how it went.
More times than I can. I mean, they're kids, so I mean, you kind of give them grace.
Oh, okay.
And so, you know, and I'm learning to give more grace the older I'm getting.
I mean, it sounds like that energy is not going. I mean, the older we get, we don't have no choice. We don't have as much energy to put behind it.
Yeah, no, I still got the same energy. I'm just realizing that I needed grace.
Oh.
Which before I didn't give a lot of it.
Oh.
So since I know I need grace.
Look at what age and maturity does. Well, I'll say maturity because everybody that.
Yeah, everybody that age ain't mature.
Age ain't got nothing to do with it.
No. And of course, this is our first episode since September of 2024.
Oh my.
Yes,
really?
It has been that long. October 2024 was the last recorded episode of the Relationship Status Podcast.
Well, what have y'all been doing on this hiatus? Was it intentional?
I think to a certain degree. I think sometimes we were consistent every week since 2019. And sometimes, you know, the show can be a little much being prepared every week and having to do the research every week and, you know, the social media, all of the background stuff that goes into the show, that it sometimes becomes a bit much. And it's difficult to get here every week and give you content every week. And that was for 5 years consistently. So we took a break. Yeah. And as with breaks comes change. And so we want to welcome to the show. You've seen her here as a guest, and now she's on the intro. She's now a permanent fixture of the Relationship Status family. Yeah. When she can be here.
Permanent fixture when I can be here.
Yeah, no.
All of these things are true, though.
That's all. Exactly. When she's in town to be in studio, she'll be in studio.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know, as much
Thank you so much for having me, for
It's been a long time coming because,
we have talked about it.
we've asked you before. And
Yeah.
You've said no before.
I mean, well, I also was on a podcast. Shout out to the Perfect People podcast.
Shouts out.
We still are streaming in all the places where you can get your podcast.
You can still listen to the Perfect People podcast.
You can. The answer is no, we're not coming back. If that is a question that might come up. For basically all the reasons that Yusuf named as to why Relationship Status Podcast took a little hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
But you get older, life starts lifing, and I don't know, we can't control these schedules as much as we would like. So, but I'm excited to be on Relationship Status. The times that I've been here, it's been a good time and good vibes. So
and we've always enjoyed you being here.
Yeah, that's what you tell me.
No, that's the truth. We like to say we're an inclusive bunch. An inclusive family here.
Yeah. First, I don't know what that means. Like, usually when people are talking about being inclusive, that means that somebody is different. Are you saying I'm different in some way?
Yes, you are different.
Oh, okay.
We won't talk about how.
Oh my. Okay. True and bet.
So what you been up to so far? Like, what's new in Dr. Greenland?
I mean, really,
that sounds like
truly,
a good country. Dr. Greenland.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if y'all would want to come live in my world. It's a little wonky over here from time to time. But really, truly, not much has shifted. I moved to Greenville full time. I don't know if that probably was in the works during some of the times that I was guest appearing and also on Perfect People. But so that's a thing. I'm a homeowner.
No, shouts out to you.
Other stressors that go along with it. Just a whole lot more adulting, I feel like. It's funny how once you become an adult, it doesn't appear that things have changed maybe physically or materialistically, but
there is major change.
There's major change. Like you feel different as you're, operating in the world. I don't know how to explain that. You just have to get there to understand, I guess.
No,
does it make sense?
It makes complete sense because I've said, when you're like 16, you're like, I can't wait to be 18.
Yeah.
Then we're 18, I can't wait to be 21.
There you go.
21, I can't wait to be 25. And then you get to our age and it's like, what was I rushing for?
Wait, what were you rushing for?
I was rushing to bills. I was literally on a sprint to pay my own bills.
And pay taxes.
And to pay taxes. That of which I don't see back most of what I put in.
Listen, I was just on the phone with one of my best friends and having that conversation. And so, and I tell my goddaughter that all the time. Like she just got to college and everything is, I gotta go. And I'm like, slow down. Like college is the best of both worlds that you will never get again.
I tell these high school students, they be like, man, I don't want to go to college. I tell them, hey, look, you will never have a better time in your life.
Never.
Even if you go and you don't stay.
Go for the experience.
Go for the experience, the growth, whatever comes with it.
Yeah, 1,000%. I agree. I concur. Because
it's the most fun you'll ever have.
That's the only part of my past that I would relive. All the rest of it,
100%.
20s trash juice, I never would revisit. But college, yes. High school, not really. But I would 1,000% go back to college. So
yeah, me too, man. You have your ups and downs in college, grades. That's going to class.
Right.
What's that?
Yeah.
But then after you're done, you look back on it and go, I had so
much fun.
So much fun.
I don't even remember the classes for real. Like I remember going to classes
because I got my degree.
Yeah,
that's how I know I went.
Absolutely. And I was a pretty good student, so I know I went. I know I performed well, but the actual act of a lot of that is a blur.
Yeah.
But the friends I made, the times that were spent, the growth that was had, yeah, it was 10 out of 10. Absolutely recommend.
Most of my class stuff was a blur, but that's mostly because I went to class with a hangover the majority of the time.
So as y'all see, this is going to be a podcast of opposites. It's going to be.
I'm just saying, come on,
I did not. I did not.
Friday morning class.
No.
After college night, Thursday night at the club?
I didn't have. First off, by the time I was like partying on a Thursday, I didn't have classes on Fridays. I think I only had classes on Fridays really my freshman year.
I know I always wanted them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, because I never wanted to have. I couldn't deal with no 2-hour class.
Give me the 2 hours.
I was out on that. And then because I don't have the attention span for it, I'll go to sleep. I know, straight sleep.
You need to. You should have figured that out.
No,
because clearly going on a Friday with a hangover, that didn't make it better.
No, but I only had to stay awake for 50 minutes at a time.
And how many classes were you taking on Fridays?
I would take 8, 9, 10. I would always take 3.
That's back to back.
Yep, 8, 9, 10. Actually, it was 8, 9, 10, 11 because I would go 8 to 12. I would go to the library at 12. Whatever work I had in 8 to 12, I would stay in the library till it was done. And then that would carry me to about 2. If I needed to, I would walk down the USC campus, go with my cousin. He would get me into the Russell House so I could eat something.
Oh, y'all didn't have food?
No, the cafeteria.
At Allen?
At Allen, the cafeteria would be closed. Now the cafeteria stay open all the time.
Oh.
Back then, cafeteria ladies went home.
Oh, wow. At what time?
No, they went home and they would come back for dinner at 6.
Oh, got you.
But I would miss the lunch.
We definitely had a whole lot of options.
Yeah, y'all had a lot of options. So I go down there, my cousin, shouts out to C-Boy. He let me come in and do what I needed to do, get my grub on, hang out.
We always had infiltrators.
And I would go down, walk on down
every time.
What's the liquor store on Assembly Street? The big one.
Greens.
Walk down to Greens, get me a little something, then walk back to campus.
And let me tell you how much,
something.
because I went to South Carolina, shout out, go Gamecocks. But let me tell you how much of an infiltration it was of other people on USC's campus. Like the first set of guys that my roommate and I met and one of my other homegirls met were from Benedict. It wasn't even USC dudes.
Oh no.
I was like, why are y'all here? And they were just sitting like just on a stoop at nighttime. Just there.
And I think by my senior year, I had mastered, me and Corey had it down. Mm-hmm. He would say he lost his ID, but
you would get the ID.
I'd have it.
Oh my gosh!
It's on it, popping.
Listen.
At that point, he played football, so he had the little meal card. And what are you talking about?
It makes me wonder what it's like now. Whether it's the same way.
We went on a trip. I went and chaperoned a trip to USC. Mm-hmm. It's way more wide open.
Oh, I mean, I can imagine. They've rebuilt and are building a lot of things.
You can literally just walk in the Russell. Like before, you used to have to get swiped into the Russell House.
Mm-mm. Not when I was there.
To get something to eat, I'm talking about.
Mm-mm. Not swiped in because it was open. It was an open campus, so anybody from the public could come.
Okay. Open. We could get on campus, but like.
Yeah, you go into the Russell House. There were certain restaurants that you couldn't just get into.
Like you couldn't just get into like the part. There was a part that you couldn't get in. Mm-hmm. You had to be a student to eat there. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to go anywhere I had to pay. I wanted to go where the students were eating for free.
I mean, but if you're in the Russell House itself, that was pretty much whenever I was there. And it might have been,
I'm slightly older.
Different age bracket.
Like, let's not make it that.
I'm just saying. Just smidge. But either way it goes, times might have changed a little bit by the time I got there, because the Russell House was like a restaurant, any other restaurant that you in like a food court type deal when anybody can come in.
It's expanded that now. It's like 3 levels of food court.
Oh, it's 3 levels now.
Yeah.
Because I think on the 3rd level it used to be not classrooms, but conference spaces.
Conference spaces. Yeah. So it's like they got some spots up there. Mm-hmm. They still got the conference spaces. Mm-hmm. They got some little couple places there. 2nd floor, I think, is the student cafeteria.
Oh, that was the 1st floor.
And then now on the 1st floor, it's just wide open.
I need to go.
Just food. Panera Bread, some Mexican restaurant I never heard of before.
They still have Chick-fil-A?
They still have Chick-fil-A in there. They had a halal spot. I ate at. It was good.
They still got ice cream joint?
Yes, ice cream joints in there. They got a Panda Express.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a scene, man.
Yeah.
It's a scene.
I actually need to go back to campus. I've been back. Well, I went to a football game a couple years ago for the first time since I graduated. But to actually be on campus, I don't know. Last time I've done that. I'm one of those people, when I graduate, I really graduate.
Yeah, I have not been back to Allen. My frat brothers keep in the group chat. Hey, we got a probate.
And you don't go?
No, you know how long the drive is from here to Columbia?
It's not that long.
It's not that long, but like,
I was like, Are we talking from New York?
Let me say this. As a single dad, like just sitting, like I mean, I have to take him with me, and it's usually on like a Wednesday, or I have to leave him at his friend's house, go on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and then you just can't go to the probate and leave.
I mean, you could.
You got to be pictures and talking, and
so when is the last time you've seen your frat brothers?
Oh, homecoming.
Oh, okay.
Like I go to the homecoming tailgate.
Okay.
That's all I got though.
I have nothing else for you.
I don't got nothing else for you. I ain't got no. I'm not going to no extra. I be always like, yeah, I'm gonna see y'all at the party at homecoming. Yeah. To the crib. Or,
so are you recognized as like a profile? Do the Neos and stuff see you and know who you are and all that?
I can neither confirm nor deny that I randomly get phone calls at times.
Oh.
You know, you gotta talk to them.
Oh, okay.
You know.
No, you be strong arming, huh? Okay.
No. They just before you can. There are a few people in my chapter that have to be contacted prior to someone finishing.
Okay.
And I'm one of those people that need to be contacted.
Yeah. He say he's still big man on campus, even though he ain't there.
I'm like the gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody can't get in.
I'm like one of the gatekeepers. Everybody can't get in.
Can't walk these burning sands.
No, not everybody. If it was everybody, why would it be exclusive?
You're right.
Everybody just pay their money.
Yeah, I mean, 100% correct.
Everything ain't for everybody. That's what I say. Speaking of money.
Oh, gosh. Look at you in your segue.
I'm a vet in these streets.
Look at you. You ain't lost it. You didn't lose it.
Hey, listen.
And just before anybody asks, I do know that it's not segue. I said that on purpose.
Yes. She does hold an entire English degree and master's. So
I do.
Let's not. So
you in this segue. All right.
There's a question that's always been out there. We've talked about it on the show a bunch of times. And it's, would you date someone who's not financially sound?
I feel like that's just such a setup of a question.
How's it a setup? It's either you will or you won't.
Either I'll be with somebody broke or I won't. That's basically what you're asking me.
No, like, okay, could you be attracted to a guy who's not financially sound?
Attracted 1,000%. I'm attracted to a lot of people.
I'm just saying, when you met him, like you met him and he's not. Yeah.
You're asking, could I be attracted to him? Yes.
Yeah, okay, well, could you date him?
Go on a date? Yes. Date him, longevity? Probably not.
Well, for the listeners, let's give it some context.
Okay.
Well, Michelle Obama was a guest on the podcast. We'll put the link in the description. But here you go.
It begs the question that I have for a lot of these women out here, and I'll say it to you too. Would you be attracted to a guy who's not financially sound when you meet him?
I married one.
Let me say one more thing before you give your answer. You have to admit, most of your sister-in, talking about women in general, typically are not like you at that age. They're looking for a good catch.
And there's a clear definition of what a good catch is.
Maybe you can find somebody who's attracted to the hunt with you, which I think is hard to find these days.
You make a good point, and I think we can't generalize across the board for women. And I think women are also confused about what they want and what they should be looking for in a mate. I have a lot of friends who will ding a guy because, he doesn't have a college degree. So there are a lot of people who aren't looking deep enough. They aren't thinking broadly enough about what makes for a good partner. And instead, we all just look at the superficial things. The first question we ask if we're on a blind date, so tell me, what do you do? Just starting with that question, arguably could put somebody on the defensive, because what are you looking for? Why is it the first place that we start? Are we trying to get some idea of how much money they make? And that definitely happens. I think there are a lot of women who are open to a lot of different kind of men and a lot of different kind of lifestyles. Women want a partner. They want to feel loved. They want to feel desired. They want to feel chosen. If you're just straightforward with who you are, you're going to find a mate. You're going to find somebody that wants to go on that journey with you and will be excited about it. And it might make taking the risks a little easier because you're not doing them alone. I left my corporate firm when I met Barack, and I had somebody who was like, I got your back. The risk you think you're taking, they're not that crazy, and I'm here to help you. That's when I said, I would rather have that in a partner than a higher income. I'd rather have somebody who was ready to do some hard things with me, but that meant I also had to be ready to do some hard things with him. I just think we shouldn't assume. You just got to kind of get out there and meet people and come to people with your truth.
Well, first off, you met Barack. Somebody said their name is Barack. They about to be something. They about to be something.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Is this a synonymous?
Hi, my name is Barack. I'm out.
Well, see, here's the thing. What I heard her say was that she was committing to someone who had vision.
Okay.
Someone who had a direction, although maybe not all the clear steps that we're going to be taking in order to get there, because no one has all of those. But someone who was clear in who they wanted to be and who they wanted to become and what it took to get there, and was willing to put in the work in order to do so. If you're asking me, would I commit to that person? 1,000%.
So Do Dirty.
Huh?
You know, you met Do Dirty, who got about.
No.
He got a mixtape coming out.
No.
He got a vision.
No.
To be one of the best rappers of all time.
No.
You mean to tell me you can't get behind?
Mm-mm. And listen, so are we talking about, because first off, Michelle Obama did not commit to Barack Obama at 38, which is how old I am. She committed to him when she was much younger.
Because that's a question. Does it change?
Yes.
With age?
1,000%.
So if you were in your 20s.
Mm-hmm. I got more time to waste.
But I do think the time in your life does dictate how you answer that question. Would you date somebody who isn't financially stable? Yes. Because in your 20s, you're not really that financially stable.
Yourself, right? So we just be two not financially stable people together.
So that begs the question, though.
I still not gonna be with no Do Dirty or whatever you said his name was, but
well, that begs the question here. So why are women of this new generation, whatever this generation is called, XYZ, I don't know,
XYZ,
if they're answering the question in a sense of, no, I can't do that, in their 20s. And in I can understand it in your mid to upper 30s.
Right.
And then especially in your 40s, because, hey, look, credit matter, money matters. Because
everything becomes more weighty.
At this point, we need to be, where are we going? Because I ain't got a bunch of time to waste.
Right. Or at least on our way, like halfway there to wherever it is that we are going, and have a plan of getting there. But to your question around why this new generation, I honestly, first off, I can't speak for the new generation. I'm not necessarily a part of that generation. But I think it goes to the question of work ethic more so than anything else, because this generation also has a completely different view or a different relationship to work ethic. And hear me when I say these are generalizations, and that's the only way that we can talk around here, because of course there'll always be exceptions to rules. But yeah, I think that's a deeper conversation that then goes into more so, what are they willing to do? What type of work are they willing to put in? Because then my question also is, all right, you're expecting that of him. What you bring to the table?
See, but hold on now. Women be saying, I am the table.
I mean,
that's what a lot of women be saying.
You might be the table, but what type of table are you? You the folding table?
A picnic bench.
So,
most of them are picnic benches.
Well, then
just stay outside.
You gonna get the picnic bench.
Yeah, just stay outside.
To match your energy.
If you always in the club, you always out. You what? Yeah, okay, you got the money to spend.
Yeah.
But you're living a lifestyle that's not congruent with mine.
Yeah, and not congruent to what it is that you're saying.
That you want.
Because the type of person that you're probably going to attract that does have the money that you're looking for is probably going to have deficiencies in other areas.
Most likely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So would that fall under? Well, then now you start talking about the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that was brought up in the video was, what actually defines a good catch or high value.
Mm-hmm.
Or so let's just deal with good catch. Just because I think good catch goes men, women.
Yeah.
High value, they usually just talk about high value man.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that definition, but
I mean, first off, I'm a high value woman. Okay, but go ahead.
I get it.
All right, I got you.
That's what is that? That is you're supposed to be confident in self. But when you, I think a good catch is subjective to the person that's determining what's a good catch.
Yeah, and it has to be
for them.
Yeah,
even though all of their friends might say that's not a good catch.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, you know the direction that you are trying to go in. You know the purpose that you are trying to fulfill while you're on this earth. And whenever you are looking for someone to, walk this life with, you got to make sure that it's not just about, the superficial things that are fleeting and could come and go at any moment. Because what if he starts off rich and then he lose all his money and now you're still tied to him? Do you like him for any other reason? Like,
no, because that's when they be out.
Yeah, and so that's the bigger question, I think. And whenever we're talking about, a high value man or being with someone who has money or not, and your girls are like, yeah, nah, don't do that. I think that, what are you attracted to? What is pulling you in?
And are you what you're attracting?
Yes.
Are you what you want to attract?
Yes. Yeah.
What you're attracted to. Are you that? Like,
you
want a dude with a chisel body? Are you going to the gym? Do you have a body are you living the lifestyle of a person who is in that? You want somebody who has money. Are you living the lifestyle of somebody who has, I wouldn't say who has money. I think people would rather be with somebody who's on their way to being wealthy.
Yeah, let's build together.
Yeah, let's build this up. But we have to have a like mindset. We can't be, oh shoot, let's go spend $200-$300 on some shoes today and forego and the cell phone, or the light's gonna be out for 2 days.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think like that's the part that you really are that you need to be trying to figure out about the mindset that both of you have around whatever it is that you're going after. Because I mean, and I'm kind of going back to even that question around like, okay, so your homegirls are like, man, you need to drop him, and it kind of reminds me of acrimony.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we never know when the time is going to be. So it's always that question of, so when do you give up? Because dude was doing a lot. Like, we give Taraji P a hard time for letting that man go, but he was doing a lot.
Was he? But did he ever give up on his dream?
He wasn't making no money. Go to Walmart.
See, you the type of person failed at EOC. I asked you a question. You didn't answer it.
Go to Walmart.
Did he
go get a job?
Did he give up on his dream?
You can have your dream and do other things.
Did he give up on his dream?
No, he didn't.
Did that behavior pay off?
For him?
It would have paid off for her too.
But the point of the matter is, she wasn't asking him to give up on his dream.
I don't know.
She wasn't. She was asking him to contribute.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm not debating that she was asking him to contribute. But you also have to know your mate too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the type of person that if anybody's dealing with me, you know it ain't just one thing.
Yes, it's a lot of things.
It's like 10.
Simultaneously.
I'm gonna be doing this. Like, after the show, I'm gonna be editing this while watching Black Mirror and cooking for Amir. Like, that's what this is gonna be after this. And I'm probably gonna be on the phone with CL telling them how the recording went. So you know that about me. Being with me, you understand that, you know that, this, that, and the third. So for her, Taraji's character, I can't remember her name, but
me either.
she knew him
Mm-hmm.
all the way from college.
Yeah.
From before college, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew that he was not going to contribute. This was his it. You knew that.
I don't know if you would know that he wasn't going to contribute.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I was in that situation once.
Mm-hmm.
The person I was with, she wanted to work. She wanted to work for herself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She wanted a work from home job. She wanted to be. She didn't want to be a housewife because she wanted to make her money.
Right.
But leaving the house to go do, not what she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be home.
Mm-hmm.
And so she had a really nice paying job. She lost the job for whatever reason. I think we spent years of her wanting to find a job she could do from the crib.
Mm-hmm.
But all that time passed. And we didn't get no money.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to have to solicit help from our parents, from my parents, from friends, because, I'm a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That only makes but so much money. My homeboy Blaze used to be like, hey, man, you come up here work the party. We can do some money there. Hey, you got a little money to invest. You could do this. So I'm scrambling and you just
chilling.
Well, I wouldn't say chilling because it was the kids, but you at the house. And so in my mind, it's like, you can go do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But to her, she wanted to do this particular, whatever it was, it had to be in her field and most likely from the house. And we ended up breaking up, and she ended up having to deter from her plan.
Right.
But she hustled, did what she did, and now she's doing what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for.
But see, and that's the thing, like, I feel like whenever you start adding people to your boat on your quest and journey towards whatever your dream is, your dream doesn't have to die. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination, but there's more to consider. And so how I would operate as a single person hustling and going after my dream can't be how I operate as a person that's in relationship, because this is a partnership at the end of the day. And so am I saying that my dream is more important than my partner? Like, and I think like that's the thing. I'm not saying give up. But what I'm saying is you see us struggling, but you gonna eat. And while I go out and make this money and stress myself out and all the things, and you in this house tinkering on whatever this thing is that you're tinkering.
That eventually makes him a multimillionaire.
And I'm not taking that away from him.
That now
also,
you're jealous over.
But the thing is,
animosity over.
A lot of the resentment could have been mitigated if he wasn't a great partner. He was a great dreamer. He wasn't a great partner. He wasn't.
Okay, so a true partnership is what?
A true partnership, and I'm not saying 50-50 because I don't even believe in 50-50. And that's probably gonna go down a whole other rabbit hole because I felt the question pop in your head as you looked at me when I said that.
I don't believe in 50-50 either. I think sometimes it's 70-30.
Yes.
Sometimes it swings in the opposite direction.
1,000%.
Sometimes it is 50-50.
Sometimes. And that's in all areas.
Yeah, in all areas.
Physically, emotionally,
yeah.
All of the leads. And so, I'm not saying that it had to be a split down the middle. I'm saying you see your partner stressed. You see your partner is in distress, and you're not trying to do something to alleviate that.
Stress. Okay.
That's not a good partner. That's not a good partner.
All right, I can see that. So have you ever had somebody, 'cause one thing I can say about you from knowing you all these years,
Mm-hmm.
all these umpteen years.
Oh my.
It has been umpteen years.
It has been a lot of years.
You've always been like moving forward. I've never seen you really stagnant. And even when you've been in a space, it's been like, okay, what's next?
To my detriment at times.
Like
Marion, girl, sit down.
Like Marion, okay, what's next? I'm here. Okay, what's next? Darlington, what's next? Like it's always been a movement forward to whatever it is you felt you wanted it to be with your comfortability.
Right.
So have you ever locked in? Mm-hmm. Have you ever had somebody's back to the point where you've had to let them go?
Yes. Yeah. For a lot of different reasons.
Well, I mean,
but yeah. Yeah. And it when it becomes a detriment to me, because I honestly don't believe, even if he would have stayed with Taraji P, and this is gonna go somewhere when coming back to me personally.
Yeah.
But even if they would have stayed together, Taraji P Henson and whatever the dude's character was, I don't think that it would have lasted even after he got the money, because there was so much other stuff built.
But I think she harbored resentment
He
for
did
him
too.
throughout
He harbored resentment for her too.
because he never felt like she truly believed in him.
She supported this man for all them years.
That don't mean you believe. That do not mean you believe.
What
in
it
him.
mean then?
That just means that means you're either here. You're here probably wasting your time.
First off, you clearly don't understand the mind of a woman.
I don't. I 100% don't.
That is clear and very obvious that you don't understand the mind of a woman. Because that sounds like a dudish thing to do. But a woman is not. First off, we're not naturally built to be providers.
I'm not saying be a provider.
That's what she was, though.
I don't know about that.
Oh, how else was he eating? How else was he being clothed? How else was he getting transportation and going from one place to the next? He did not have a job. So what, I mean, is the very definition of a provider.
Okay.
And then if I'm married to you, you're going to expect other things too.
Well, I mean, that's just your wife. You do this.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey.
So, but providing, she's doing a lot of giving in this situation.
But didn't he give too?
What did he give? To his dream.
But he was chasing the dream not only for himself, but he knew that it would help provide for his family, for her. Because he said that multiple times. Like, I want this for us. I know it's going to get there.
All sounds like very pretty words.
Like,
but
my man,
too bad we can't take him to the grocery store.
Like my man with Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith character. Lady, wife left him with the boy.
Yeah.
And
all of the things.
All you say, I just got to sell this one machine. And we set. She couldn't ride with him through that. She didn't have his back.
Indeed. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, and it's not your real. You can't say you got my back, but it's you got it to a point. Then you need to make that known from the beginning. I got your back for you.
And that's what I was about to say. Like I do think that there was some communication that was not happening, because whenever he first started pursuing it and they first got out of school, she was Taraji, I'm talking about. Yeah. She was invested. Like, she was with him and was doing all the things, and then the years started passing. So I do think, to your point, yes, there does have to be open communication around, okay, so when does this shift? When do we start not even necessarily talking about you giving up your dream, but you making room for other things so that our family can be provided for, can continue to flourish and thrive in the way that it's supposed to. Because he honestly was acting like a single person. Like, he was not acting as though he was a part of a relationship with how he approached and went after his dream.
Okay.
But you asked me a question earlier around, like, have I done the same thing?
Yeah.
And the answer is I have. And I was also saying, like, you truly don't understand the mind of a woman if you are thinking that me being here is not me believing in you. Because if I didn't believe in you, I would have left you. I could do bad all by myself. She was in that too. But I could do bad all by myself. Like, I don't need you for that.
Right about now.
That part. That part. But yeah, so if I'm here and I'm struggling and I'm going to struggle extra to be here.
That's what I'm saying. I just think that if you have someone's back, and chime in, email us. Relationship Status Podcast at gmail.com.
So you're saying there should not be a point?
Or you need to communicate that from the beginning.
Was she not communicating?
She did. When she said, I got you, right? Initially when she said, I got you, baby, let's do this. Don't worry about it. I got it. She should have said.
I can get with that point.
She should have said, if this don't work in a year, sweetie, we need to move on.
I 100% agree.
Because at that point, I'm thinking, you got me. You got me.
Definitely.
it to infinity and beyond. No, because
oh no, not
you have-
Woody.
you have not.
We're not
you
going
have
Toy
not
Story.
You have not put a cap on it. You have not said, "Hey, sweetheart."
But so that would be my issue. And so you asked the question earlier around like, would I be with a broke person or whatever the original question was.
Mhm.
For me,
Person who's
it's
not financially stable.
Financially stable. There we go. That sounds way better than a broke person.
Yeah, because
You're not broke.
No, because the person that's financially unstable might be making
Having money, but not
just
managing it well.
Yeah, don't know how to spend it.
Yeah.
Or has I've been told at times a poor relationship with money.
I mean, all Black people have poor relationships with money, but that's another conversation for a different day. So yeah, what was I about to say? The thing that I think is more heartbreaking about the situation and my situation in particular, and I think even to Raji P. Henson's character situation, is the emotional strain and lack of care. I can ride with you until the wheels fall off, until I feel like you don't care about me. Like, you don't care about how this is making me feel. You don't care how it is, affecting me physically or any of the other things. So can I be with you and you be financially not stable? Yes. If you're actively working towards getting better at that, and if you can recognize when what your actions are affecting me or affecting us negatively, and you can be the one to come to the table. It shouldn't always have to be the person that, made the promise or whatever the case is, because I'm sure when she made the promise, she was real in making that promise. And say, okay, babe, I see like this isn't working. So we need to come back to the table and let's talk about what it is that we do to kind of balance the scales a little bit more.
You don't know men then.
Well, y'all need to go therapy.
For the majority, I think a good bit of us are not aware.
That is... Y'all just live through life just blind. Like, what happens?
We just not that self-aware. Just not that self-aware.
Ooh,
no, I think early on.
Yeah.
We're not that self-aware. I think as you grow.
Yeah.
And you make mistakes. That was a joke, fellas. Don't attack the show. CL, it was a joke. It's a joke.
Because basically what he said was...
I really believe that early on,
mm-hmm.
our self-awareness isn't there because we believe in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If I have an idea,
mm-hmm.
I told somebody this the other day.
Oh, God.
If I have an idea,
it's the best idea ever. Huh?
No. I'm 100% in. Mm-hmm. I'm going to jump in with both feet. No plan, no nothing. I'm all the way in. I am fully immersed.
Mm-hmm.
This plan just ain't going. There's no way that this is going to mess up. And I don't care what I got to do to keep it alive.
You're an executor.
Yes. If I can just pay somebody to plan it, like give them the idea and then plan it and it come back.
That might be what you need to do. You need to add that to your
ChatGPT list.
that what you need to add that so that you can become a more well-rounded.
Put that in my ChatGPT.
Yeah, because you can't just have you can't just be an executor. You got to have something to go along with that. But yeah, I think like that is one of the things whenever we start talking about as folks get older and more mature, and start learning from our mistakes, because I think like that's also part of it. And you realize and understand what it is that you need out of the situation. And so at 38, am I saying that I would be with someone that's financially unstable? I can't say yes or no, because I would have to assess the whole situation, but the likelihood is a whole lot slimmer than it would have been in my 20s, because it's a whole lot more at stake. Like if I'm hitching you to my bus, it can't, I can't do a whole lot of dead weight. I already can't drive a bus for real. So, you just got to be able to bring something along to my charter.
All right, well, All right. Well, on to close, not to close out, because we doing some good stuff here. She says something that I don't think women. Michelle says something here that I don't think women really want.
What?
Come to people with your truth and let them decide. That last part, she's right. But she says, in the video, she continues on and says, and then eventually you'll find the person for you. Yeah, no, you can't. As men, we can't tell you, like, really want initially. It's an initial attraction. It's not more so than physical or anything else.
It don't take y'all that long.
What?
You might not be able to say, okay, upon first meeting, of course, like the thing that draws anybody together is attraction. Yes, but it doesn't take you that long to figure out if this is something that you're going to be able to rock with, or it's an absolute no.
Yeah, because I think no, you probably make the decision, but it does take us more time.
It might take you more time to like develop in it, and
you know, I'm saying it takes us more time. We're like, we give him one more chance. I think I can ride with that.
No.
I think maybe this. No. I
mean, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But not because you think that it's going to work or end up being a relationship. You have categorized and determined what that is going to be.
Yes, 100%.
Long before, like, you're not going to marry this person.
Yes, we know.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making.
But sometimes we be like,
yeah, because you want other things.
No. Let me see if we can work. Let me see if I can work my way into this marriage thing. Let me see if I can figure this out. Let me see if we can. And then eventually, either you can or you can't, and you kind of move on.
Yeah, whatever. Especially the older you get, that's cap. Like, I don't have to use what the young kids out here saying. They might not be saying that no more. But that's straight. That's a lie.
All right.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
Well, whether you do or you don't, just make sure that you're being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Being true to everybody else. We added a little segment here. We got some new segments coming up over the next couple of weeks ago. We didn't do our initial one, which is red flag or nah.
Oh Lord!
But that's good. We're gonna put that at the front end of the next.
I ain't ready.
The next full episode. Where we have you, the listeners and viewers. You go type in some situations and you let us know. You asking us for our opinion. Is it a red flag or nah? But we did get some on another one that I came up with. Nice little one.
Oh, okay.
How to text your future ex.
Your future ex? What do you mean how to text them?
Okay, so the explanation was I had people send me some texts that they might have sent out or may not have sent out.
Oh, I'm scared.
To break up.
Through text?
Through text. All right, I'm just going to read them, get your reaction.
Oh, Lord. It's just my reaction? Like,
yeah, we're going to talk about it. All right, so we got a couple here. Got a couple people. Hey, make sure you join the relationship status group, and then the group chat, because it goes down in the group chat. All right. First one. Hey, I grabbed the milk, eggs, and bread. Also, I think we should see other people, but don't forget to feed the cat. Bye.
First off, it's like what's the little sandwich called? What do they call it? Not the positivity sandwich, but when people don't want the bad news, they want give me good, bad, good. So that I make it up. I'm like, wait, what? Did I really read that? No, you didn't insult me. It's fine. Yeah, that's what came to mind whenever all right, that person's a little slick. Might have some emotional intelligence about themselves.
Dear Keisha, it has come to our attention that this relationship is no longer working. Per Section 3 of the We Had Potential clause, we regret to inform you that you have been let go. Best of luck in your future relationships.
Ain't nothing about them serious. You should have been with them in the first place, because I can tell that they are not, there's no part of them that has a serious bone in their body. Not Dear Keisha. Okay.
All right, next one. My horoscope said Mercury is in retrograde and I need to let go of toxic energy. That's you. Namaste.
Not a namaste. It would be the namaste for me. You gonna do all of that and say bring all that hell into the situation and then be to my namaste. Oh, okay.
This next one was one word.
Oh.
Let's see if you can guess it. This is Texas guy said this his ex.
Done?
One word. Nope.
I don't know.
Unsubscribe.
Y'all, everybody is just emotionally inept. Like, this is crazy.
Check the playlist I made for you on Spotify.
Not you breaking up through a playlist.
It's called It's Not Me. It's definitely you.
I can appreciate that though, because it ain't me. I ain't even about to take this one on the chin.
I'm writing this.
Oh my. Oh.
I'm sending you this text from the year 2050.
2050.
We're not together anymore. Just wanted to give you a heads up so it won't hurt as bad when I leave next Tuesday.
So basically, it'll get better because by 2050 you'll be fine.
We got a couple more. All right.
Oh my gosh.
You were right. I do deserve better, so I'm gonna go find better. Thanks for the idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not actually mad at that text message because it sounds like they had a conversation beforehand,
Yeah.
and you said something that you probably ain't had no business saying, and now you got to stand on business.
And now you got to stand on business. Another playlist one. I went through your playlist titled "My Future Wife," and none of those songs reminded me of me, so I'm gone.
Once again, what is this generation coming to?
After reviewing your recent performance in this relationship, we regret to inform you that your contract will not be renewed. Please return all hoodies and emotional support immediately.
Oh, not a performance review.
Next one. You ate the last slice of pizza after I said I wanted it. If that's how you treat love, I don't want it. You liked your ex's photo from 78 weeks ago.
78 weeks?
I don't even have a comeback for that, so we're done.
First off, they went back 78 weeks to like their exes. I would have broken up with them too. That's a lot of scrolling. Sheesh.
This one is just, hey, Boo Bear Snuggle Prince. Even
You gonna say
typing,
all of that to break up with somebody?
well, ew. Even typing that made me cringe. I'm out.
Boo Bear Snuggle Prince. All right.
Remember when you told me I couldn't cook? Well, I cooked up a new man. Bon appetit.
People so petty. We live in a very petty world.
We got two more. You told me you loved me 47 times. You also told the waiter at Olive Garden I love Alfredo 48 times. I counted. Enjoy your pasta.
That's something we need to talk about.
What?
Love bombing.
Love bombing?
Yes.
Next episode.
Because that is, her saying, or that, whoever that was, saying that. It brought that up for me. Go ahead.
Okay, last one. Hey, just dropping this off. Your hoodie, your lies, and my last nerve. We're done.
Well, nice and succinct. Concise. To the point.